Welcome everybody to session 0/1 of our Lost Mines of Phandelver game. It's the starter set for the Wizards of the Coast 5e material. I'm Baron from RWD Gaming. We do a lot of gaming related videos of all types. I particularly focus on tabletops. So hopefully we can get this game all recorded and get on to the next one. With me tonight is my lovely players who can go ahead and introduce themselves. Charles, why don't you go ahead and start us off?
My name is Charles. I'm playing the Wizard this evening. It goes by the name of Shadow. Wears red robes.
Right on, right on. And we will be making our characters up here in the beginning of the session, so there'll be a little bit more to go off of here after we get through that. So go ahead over to you, Jose.
Yes, my name is Jose. I'm going to be playing the human rogue Enzo, and he's a thief who's out for treasure.
We are also going to be joined by a third. He's running a little bit late. I told him to just hop in whenever he could. He's got some play experience, so he can kind of skip out on this first part of the video here for a bit. So making our characters, I know you guys have had some time to think about this since we started playing this game. We got our classes and our races. You'll be starting at level 1. You don't have a faction or anything like that. I don't really play with alignment. Feel free to choose one should you want to. I feel like that's something that changes throughout the game depending on your actions. But if you had the inclination to stick with one for the duration, by all means. First things first is ability scores. I believe you both have rolled yours already or took the standard array.
Yeah, I took standard. Do you want to know my actual stat array?
Yeah, if you don't mind.
Strength 8, Dexterity 12, Con 13, Intelligence 16, Wisdom 10, and Charisma 16.
Right on.
I'm a half elf.
Righteous. I dig it. And Jose, what did you decide? What did you go with for your stats, Jose?
And I was muted. I went with 12 strength, 15 dexterity, 13 constitution, 10 intelligence, 14 wisdom, and 8 charisma.
Right on. And you have a pretty good idea of each one of those, what they kind of cover.
Yeah, for the most part. It's pretty much the same in almost every game. So.
Yeah, absolutely. And feel free to ask me questions at any time. Charles, I know you've got a little bit more experience on the player side. So, Jose, please, if you got a question, do not hesitate. We'll get through that.
Okay, I definitely will.
We got a half elf, and Jose, you chose the human variant. So, what was your decision on what 2 stats you're gonna buff?
And buff dexterity and wisdom. So that would make my dexterity 16 and my wisdom 15.
Hell yeah. All right, and next on the list is your class. Obviously, you chose. Actually, we can You got all your abilities for being a half elf, right, Charles? I don't know how many there are.
Yeah, I've got 2 extra skills, a +1 to one of my stats, and then a +2 to my charisma.
Right on.
I took persuasion and deception as my 2 extra skills, and then of course
Okay.
I have arcane and insight.
Right on. And you also get Fey Ancestry and Dark Vision. Both solid ass skills.
Sorry, yeah, I kind of just assume those are normally known.
Well, just for the sake of the beginner aspect of this all, I'm gonna dumb it
Yeah,
down.
that's why I
and
didn't think of it.
Right on. And this could totally be something that goes away as we get more into it and everyone is more comfortable with everything and whatnot. And as a human variant, Jose, you get 1 skill and 1 feat as well, but we will get to those. I'm sure you won't have too much problems making your character, Charles, if you haven't done so already. So I'm
I've
just
actually
going to
went ahead
kind
and picked bonds and ideals and everything already if you want to know them.
we'll get to that. I'm just going to kind of focus here with Jose on making his character. I feel like that'll be sufficient for the character creation aspect of this all.
Before I pick my skills, I'm just gonna grab the skills from the background first, which I went with Urchin and his sleight of hand and stealth.
Right on. Yeah, that's a good thing to check out before picking some. You also get a couple for being a rogue. So just so you don't double them up.
4.
Yeah, rogue is the more handy of the classes. Rogue is on page 95 in your player's handbook, Jose. I'm sure you're already there. You get to choose 4 from that list of skills there at the bottom as well. So, and then after you choose from those, you also get 1 more additional skill of your choice. So you're going to have a healthy skill coverage.
So I'm looking through it now. I'll let you know in a second.
Right on. What skills did you choose as a wizard?
Arcane, deception, insight, and persuasion.
Right on. Yeah, I think you said that to me already. Sorry.
Just a reminder, not trying to run your game or anything, but he does also get 2 with the bonus for being a thief.
Oh, right on.
His expertise, where he gets to double his proficiency bonus on 2 of them.
Yep. That's under ability. We'll get to that. I appreciate the heads up, though. Also, you guys can go ahead and take max health for the duration of this game. I don't really care for rolling health. If you want to, go for it, but it's whatever your hit die is plus con. So, hey, there he is. Gavin's here.
Yeah, what's up? Sorry about that.
No worries. We're just kind of starting the character creation. I guess we're sort of more than started at this point. You've got experience making characters and shit, so
Yeah, I've got it.
right on. We're just kind of going through Jose's character pretty quick here. He's picking skills right now.
So I know you told us, but how are we rolling? Were we picking point buy system?
You can do point buy or standard array. It really doesn't matter.
Okay.
I prefer just not rolling for it. I've seen it go one of 2 ways. It's either I'm sitting there and I see someone roll tremendously great, and it's like, well, you rolled it. Or I've seen someone roll miserably. And it's like, sorry, bud, you played the game.
Yeah, I'm normally the miserably, so that works for me.
I've been shafted plenty of times on my my dice rolls. So yeah, I just usually go standard rare point by.
Yeah, when I played years ago, I played in a Dragonlance game, and my Knight of Solamnia barely could do anything. My DM basically was nice and gave me an age modifier, so I had a little bit more con.
he had to give you that buff.
Well, they used to do that a little bit. You could get modifiers for your age.
Right. I mean, it makes sense.
And then as you got older, you lost strength and dex and gained wisdom and intelligence.
Did you come to a final decision on your skills, Jose?
I picked acrobatics, athletics, insight, perception, sleight of hand, and stuff.
Solid.
And then for the broke bonuses, I'm gonna put that on perception and stuff.
All right, so yeah, that part is taken care of. Gavin, did you? What character are you playing today?
I'm gonna play. I'm gonna be a paladin, and it's gonna be a human variant.
Right on.
And
do you have a name yet?
Yeah, it's gonna be Trace Homara.
How do you spell the last name?
Hulmara.
Right on. Perfect. All right. So Jose, did you get your health 8 plus your con modifier?
It's 9.
And that will go up as you level, obviously. Gavin, I do max health at every level. So, I mean, if you want to roll for it, go for it. I ain't going to stop you, but the opportunity's there.
Okay. Yeah, I'll take it. Take note of that.
Down here in the bottom left corner, Jose, is your proficiencies in languages. In that same column in class features, it kind of goes through your weapon, armor, and tool proficiencies for being a rogue. That's where they are supposed to go. I'm sure they're kind of self-explanatory, so you can write them there if you want to. You don't have to. It won't really detract from the game too much, because unless you're like, I want to use this massive sword, and it's like, well, sorry, bud, you can't. Unless you take a feat that allows you to do so, which you have a free feat here to choose from at the end of this all, so you very well could.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with observant.
Increased perception, I think. I guess while we're on that topic, passive persuasion. I think that's like 10 plus your perception and any modifiers that go along with it.
Yeah. Mine's gonna be 12.
12.
Yeah.
15.
Which yours, Jose, would be 10 plus your wisdom modifier plus proficiency bonus twice, because I think you took perception as your doubled up expertise.
A question, because so I put that point on wisdom, right? So that would be 16. Do I add the 3 plus 3 proficiency plus the 5 wisdom that they give you from that feat?
Yep. So I think you're sitting at like a 19 right now. Which is outrageous. You will see and hear everything.
Yeah, that's definitely ridiculous.
It's like, oh, you can hear the mayor in the next town taking a deuce. All right. Your savings throws, Jose. Here on the skill sheet, next to the ability scores, there's the bubbles. You are proficient in dexterity and intelligence checks, so just scribble in those bubbles. And basically, when you'd be making a skill save that relies on those two skills, you get to add your proficiency bonus, which is +2 at level 1 for everybody. You got your skills. So whenever you are ready to move on to equipment. Hey, we got a viewer.
Oh, hi, Matt Click.
I don't think we're that lucky.
Yeah.
No, it's actually the other guy who I run this channel with. Fucking twat.
Glad to see you guys have a great relationship.
What kind of friendship would we have if we didn't belittle each other on live YouTube videos?
Go for the starting equipment.
Yep. Pretty
Oh,
much at each one of those bullets, you get to choose A or B or C in some options.
Good.
And then the last bullet, the leather armor, 2 daggers, and thieves' tools, you get standard.
Short bow and quiver 20 arrows plus something else. Oh, I get the 2 daggers. Yeah, I'll take the short bow.
And in the boxes, I'm sure it's kind of self-explanatory, but in each one of these shaded boxes is where you put each weapon. So, did you say you chose a rapier or short sword in the beginning?
I think I'll go with a rapier.
Righto. So that first box, you'd put rapier. And the attack bonus, which is the box next to it, you are proficient with rapiers, so you get the +2, and then it goes off either your dexterity or strength modifier, because I believe it is a, I don't remember the word.
Yes, it is.
Versatile or something.
Finesse weapon?
Do +5 since my dexterity is +3.
Yep. So yeah, for a total of +5. I think it's finesse. Yeah. And then your damage will be 1d8 +3 because your dexterity is 3 +3. Piercing or slashing, one of the two. I just had it. Piercing. And sometimes the type of damage you are using will change the amount of output damage you're doing. Like piercing and slashing weapons aren't as good against skeletons, whereas a bludgeoning weapon excels. Shouldn't be an issue in this game. I don't think we fight any zombies or undead, so those are the only ones that come to mind. And then in the box below that, you can go ahead and put short bow. The attack bonus would be the same since all ranged weapons use dexterity. And the damage on that one is 1d6 piercing +3, or 1d6 +3 piercing. And then you can fire up to 80 feet, and I think beyond that you're at disadvantage up to 320 feet. And then obviously you have ammunition, so. And then the other 2 bullets, the pack and the leather armor, 2 daggers, and thieves' tools, You can put the 2 daggers in that third box. I think they're all the same, except for damage is 1d4. And then in this box here at the bottom is where you put the rest of your equipment, obviously. And we can get your AC. Which you are in leather armor. So your AC is 11 plus your dexterity modifier, so 14.
Yeah, sorry, it's taking me a little while.
Oh, no worries, man. I had nothing else planned for today except this game, so we can take it till the end of the video.
Oh, where it says passive wisdom perception, what would I put in there?
That is the 19 we determined earlier. I think it was 19. That's basically like your ability to perceive things around you without like noticeably paying attention to them. Things catching you out of the corner of your eye, or people trying to sneak up on you, or shit of the like.
Gotcha.
Initiative, that's your dexterity modifier, so your initiative's +3. There at the top. And then your speed as a human is 30 feet. So that just means in roughly 6 seconds you can move 30 feet. Roughly. Going a little bit below that, it says your hit dice box. What that's referring to is like what dice you would roll to determine how much health you get every time you level up. That's your hit dice. But it's also the amount of dice you can expend to get health back by taking a rest without actually having to go to sleep for the night. So like as you level up, that'll get higher to kind of coincide with your health getting higher.
Oh, for my language, I wanted to pick orc. I can do that, right?
Yeah, absolutely. We got my wonderful traveling companion here, ruining all of my setup. She is sitting in my dice rolling box right now.
Yeah, I left my dog at my parents' for a while. Let them look at her.
Get out of my box. All right. Moving on to your features and traits. There in the bottom right. This kind of encompasses all of your like class features. You also get some from being an urchin, but we will get to that in a moment. And I guess I haven't stopped to ask, Gavin or Charles, do you have anything you kind of want to tell about your character up to this point? I'm sure it's pretty straightforward, but...
Not too much. I could email you a bit of a background if you wanted.
I'm sure we'll kind of get into that today. I'll probably request like a character sheet or something of the sort after today. I'm not really too concerned with it. I would like you guys to kind of RP as much as possible to hammer in that immersion, I guess. But yeah, absolutely. If you do want to send me that in either a Facebook message or an email, I'm totally curious to what you got.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't written it down, but I've been thinking about it. So
yeah,
got my
rush on that.
Got my personality.
Yeah, I got it. I think it might be smarter to not talk about it though.
Fair
Yeah, I
enough.
was just gonna let the DM know.
Yeah, that's totally up to you guys on that one. All right, Jose, so let's get to your class abilities. You already have done your expertise, which gives you double proficiency bonus on 2 skills of your choice. Your next one is sneak attack. Anytime you would make an attack where you have advantage on a creature that hasn't seen you, I believe, or can't see you. It's just if you have advantage on the attack roll. You can do an extra 1d6 at level 1. So if you sneak up on somebody and hit them with your short bow or whatever, you get to roll an extra 1d6 damage to that. Thieves Can't, which is the ability below that, is there is a secret language for thieves, kind of like I just picture Skyrim's thieves symbols.
I was just thinking about Blade when the vampires had their hidden code.
Yeah, it's pretty much like that. I probably won't do too much with it unless it becomes kind of prevalent to our story. There is a part where there are some thieves and ruffian vagabonds, but I guess it depends on if you want to talk to them or not. And I believe that wraps up your skills at level 1. So to finish, I guess, did you choose a pack for your equipment? I think I skipped that on you. Burglars, Dungeoneers, or Explorers pack?
What's the burglar?
They are broken down on page 151 of the player's handbook in the green box. Basically, they just are a variety of equipment that you would have starting your adventure.
With the Explorer pack?
Righto. You also, actually, I don't know if you're supposed to get the money listed next to it. I think that's like the purchase value. I just kind of give it to you guys. So if you haven't done that, you can do that, Gavin and Charles.
Okay. I was gonna go longsword and shield at first, but then Jose was making a fighter, so I switched to greatsword. But now I'm sort of wondering whether I should switch back or not.
I mean, that is 100% up to you. Are you?
I was gonna see if my companions had any insight
Fair
on,
enough.
because
If I'm correct, the thief can also get his backstab bonus if you're engaged with somebody within 5 feet of him.
Yeah.
So if you take that shield proficiency, you can also give him an advantage or something, or a disadvantage when somebody tries to hit him. So that would let you two work really well together, together.
Yeah, that could. I think he would get that regardless.
Yeah, he does, regardless of the shield or not.
I'm talking about if you take
But
shield. I mean, because it'll work either way. It'll just give you a chance to work better together is all it really would do. It's either damage or more teamwork. I say go with what you want. You want to be a big badass with a sword, do it.
Yeah, I think I'll do that. Let me know if I'm really like echoing back when I'm speaking.
No, you sound good to me.
Okay.
All right, just to you got all those things from your pack, Jose?
Yeah, and just writing everything down right now. So I got a quick dumb question because I didn't mess with it before. Where I got all like acrobatics, for example, I add my modifier and that's it, or do I add anything else?
For the skills that you are proficient in, you get to take your skill modifier plus proficiency bonus. So your dexterity bonus being +3, your acrobatics skill would be a total of +5. I probably should have said something. I've never actually built characters over the internet, so
Yeah, you almost
this
need
is
to
a
have
learning.
your.
This is a learning experience for me as well. And the skills you do not have proficiency in, obviously, you do not get your bonus. Skills are obviously vague, as in anyone can do any one of these things. Some people are better at them than the others. So the ones you're proficient in, those will be your go-to skills, but you are free to do anything you like. And you had picked your ideal personality traits and whatnot already, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, I have.
What's that?
Yeah, I picked my ideals and everything already.
Right on. And you were keeping those to yourself for the time being?
Yep.
Righteous.
Yeah, I've picked them and wrote some stuff there. Whether it's going to be what actually shows up, we'll see.
Right on. And I mean, yeah, these can be anything you want. You don't have to choose from the book, Jose. You can. It makes it easier for the sake of this first character. But they're more just guidelines or examples, if anything.
Tell you them or just write them down?
There's the 3 or 4 boxes there in the upper right-hand corner. If you want to write them down there, you don't have to. If you got another spot, you're jotting down your notes for this game. You have already chose your skill proficiencies for being an urchin. Did you write down your tool proficiencies for being an urchin? You are proficient in disguise, a disguise kit, and again, a thieves tool kit. There is a small list of equipment below that you also receive. And then your feature, city secrets. You know the secret patterns in floated cities, can find passages through urban sprawl that others would miss. When you're not in combat, you can travel between any 2 locations in a city twice as fast as you normally would. I think that about wraps you up once you get that all squared up. So, as you do that, Gavin, Charles, do you have any questions for me? Anything you'd like to ask or put forth before we get started?
What's the answer to the universe?
42.
Oh,
Yeah,
we have a fellow dirt.
I got
What's-
nothing. This is going to be a learning experience.
Okay. Righto. I'm thinking that we'll get you guys on the road, start the adventure. You'll probably have a conflict, maybe 2, and we'll see how we're feeling for there. So, Jose, are you all set and ready to go?
Ready when
And or what's that?
So ready when you guys are.
Righto. Do you have any last minute questions before we get started?
The successes and failures, I don't mess with that, right? In the death
Those are if you happen to drop below 0 health. Basically, what happens is you drop below 0 health, and on the subsequent turns afterward, you roll a d20, and a 10 or lower is a failure, and a 10 or 11 or higher is a success. You either keep rolling these every turn until you are resuscitated, you fail 3 times, or you succeed 3 times. On 3 failures, you die.
Damn.
And on 3 successes, I think you are on the edge of death but unconscious, so like 1 health. I could be mistaken. I'm not super heavy on the rules. I'll try to be more so for the sake of you guys, just so we're all playing the same game.
No, but I think I'm good. I mean, if anything, whenever it comes up, I'll ask you guys.
Right on. And Charles and Gavin having some experience, I appreciate any help and assistance you offer me to be better. If you would, either hold on to that or send it to me in a private message or something, just so we don't impede the flow of the game. If it's a mechanics issue or something, I will get it resolved in either as soon as it's brought to my attention or in the following sessions.
Yeah, I was going to try to friend you, but I couldn't remember your full name on Facebook.
Right on.
So I can message
I'll send you
you
a friend. Yeah, I'll friend request you here once we get off.
Okay.
Well, hopefully, if everything goes according to my plan, this quest is very, like I said, introductory. You'll be getting from levels 1 to 5. And in this particular adventure, we will be using experience. It gives a good layout for kind of like progressive experience gain as we go through. Should we all like each other and have a lot of fun in this game, there are quite a few D&D modules that I have not got to run yet. So we could transition in one of those should we feel like it. If not, nothing personal. We'll get each other in a different game. There is no last minute qualms, questions, or inquiries. We'll get started.
What about gods? Like what are you using? Greyhawk, Eberron?
Forgotten Realms.
Okay.
Is that
Yeah.
That's just where this particular adventure is set in, and
Yeah, that makes sense.
Totally. As much as I'd love to homebrew the hell out of this, I'm really just trying to play this quest again for what it is. I liked it when I played it the first time, and I'm hoping to draw some inspiration for some of the other projects I'm working on by playing through it again.
Sounds good. Eldath the god.
All right, if we are ready to start. The 3 of you have either met in the past or have met recently. You had all come together in a tavern in the town of Neverwinter. And you met here to meet with your patron, Gundren Rockseeker. He is a dwarf of Clan Rockseeker. He has basically gathered you here to proposition you to escort a wagon of mining supplies to the town of Phandelver. He hasn't given you too much details about the situation, other than he and his escort, Sildar, are going to be leaving 2 days before you, just to kind of get there and get situated before the supplies arrive. And once they're gone, and you guys are on the road, you are 100% responsible for this cart of mining supplies. And you will be each paid 10 gold pieces upon arrival at Barthen's Provisions in Phandelver. I presume you guys have all agreed to this payment. This is kind of a hindsight thing. At level 1, 10 gold pieces is pretty solid in my opinion. So, I guess where we are now. Go ahead. Sorry.
I was saying it's better than nothing.
Right, and there will definitely be more opportunities to make some gold here. So where you guys find yourself now, you have. I guess I can read you what is in here before I get too far off. A dwarf named Gudrun Rockseeker has asked you to bring a wagon load of provisions through the rough and tumble settlement of Phandelver. It's a couple days' travel southeast of the city, Neverwinter. Gudrun is clearly excited for, and more than a little secretive about his reasons for the trip, saying that only he and his brothers had found something big, and that he paid 10 gold pieces each for escorting his supplies safely to Barthen's Provisions, a trading post in Phandelver. He then set out ahead of you on horse, along with his warrior escort, Sildar Hallwinter, claiming he needed to arrive early to take care of some business. The three of you have spent the last few days following the high road south from Neverwinter, and you just recently veered east along the Tribor Trail and encountered no trouble so far. But this territory can be dangerous, and bandits and outlaws have been known to lurk along the trail. So if you guys kind of want to explain how you know each other, or was it the first time you've met each other, meeting Gudrun in Neverwinter, or kind of any thoughts or questions you would have asked each other in the couple days traveling south with new people? Maybe how you know Gudrun?
Who wants to go first? Me. So,
I'm going to go with the paladin real quick. I forgot, what was your name again, man?
Trace.
Okay, one of the things I did go with as my bond is somebody powerful killed someone I love, and I'm going to go with my sister.
Okay.
And I'm going to say, how about we say I run into you, and you kind of kept me from going crazy and going after him and got me away. And that's how we know each other.
Sounds good to me.
All right.
So I'm really just kind of hanging with you is really my thing.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds good to me.
So Trace is kind of your connection to Gudrun here, Charles?
Yes.
And I would know Gudrun from, I tried to join the town guard in Neverwinter and was not accepted. And looking for other work, I found Gudrun, who had this cart ready to roll. So I took it because I was looking to get out in Neverwinter.
And I'm sure that your more holy quality about you lended itself to him accepting you onto this team, if you will.
Yeah, I was hoping that I could have some kind of other mission besides this cart, sort of like going to Phandelver for another reason. Just like there's another threat that I would be holy enough to.
Yeah, you've most definitely heard about some of the more savage things going on around Phandelver. It is not one of the more populated towns in this area.
Yeah.
So roving orc bands. There's a banshee somewhere down there.
Okay.
You've heard a lot of stories.
Perfect. Yeah, so I'd be doing that. So I think you'd look over and you'd see this tall human male with jet black hair and a small little goatee, and he's got a great sword slung over his back, and he's just everything that he's wearing is pretty much black except for his armor, which sort of gleams in this like chrome. So yeah, and he would sort of look to the rogue and ask, how long have you been on the road? You look like this isn't your first journey.
It's been a while. I just go from time to time, mess around.
Right. Seems like that's the path that most of us end up taking.
What do you guys think about this conjured guy?
Here's a quick. I was heading here anyways. I might as well make a little bit of coin doing it. Plus, I recently learned how to swing this thing quite well, so.
Well, you guys watch my back, and I'll make sure to watch yours.
Sounds good to me.
All right, so just to clarify, this wagon is being pulled by an ox. That requires someone in like the driver's seat of the wagon. There is enough room for all three of you to be on the wagon. Someone could be walking. Two people could be walking. Realistically, one person needs to be driving the cart.
Okay. I think I'd be walking. I'll take that. And I'm not sure if Charles can be heard right now. He was talking, I think, earlier. And
I'm here.
Okay, sweet. I thought I heard something, but no talking. Okay. Yeah, I think I'd be walking beside the wagon, probably on the left-hand side, just sort of maybe. I don't know, how fast is this cart able to go? Would I be just
You're keeping up with it at a steady walking pace.
okay? Yeah, I'd probably slightly ahead of it if I could.
Yeah, absolutely. Do we have a driver?
The defensive mage maybe should drive.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and drive.
Did you come up with a name for your wizard? Did I miss that?
Yeah, I'll go Nephius.
Nephius? I like
Yep.
it. All right, so Nephius is driving, and Enzo, where are you in relation to this cart?
Inside the cart, but I'm like looking, having pulling the curtain and just keeping a look at it in case somebody, tried to sneak up, or just to see the scenery.
So you're sitting on the cart, is that what you're saying? You kind of don't really have a comfortable seat as you're sitting on a dozen sacks of flour, several casks of salted pork, a couple kegs of ale, shovels, picks, crowbars, lanterns, oil. There's quite a bit of shit you're sitting on. So as you guys have been meandering east along the Tribord Trail as it separates from the high road, you've been traveling for about half a day, and as you come around the corner, you can spot two dead horses on the path, sprawled out about 50 feet ahead of you, effectively blocking the path. Each has several black feathered arrows sticking out of them, and the wood's pressed really close on both sides of this particular area. You can see like steep embankments on both sides, and then the thickets kind of overhanging, and the trail is very narrow here.
Okay. I would probably hold up my hand and tell the wagon driver to come to a halt.
I come to a halt.
So as your wagon kind of creeps to a halt, your oxen kind of stomps its foot. How do you approach? What do you do?
I would probably look back at I'm not sure where Enzo was standing or walking, but I'd probably look to him and sort of see if he would be willing to, like, I'd ask him, hey, do you think you'd be willing to go check those horses? I'll try and cover you, and I'd pull out a javelin.
Can I offer an alternative idea?
Yes.
Why don't he scout the area out before we check the bodies to see if there's anybody? Because this looks like a pretty good ambush spot.
Okay. How do you recommend we do that?
Sorry?
How shall we go about doing that?
Well, the thief, let him go sneak off and look around. Let him be thiefy.
Okay. So I guess then I would, if you suspect an ambush, I think I would probably take the ox and sort of lead the cart off sort of onto one side of the road or the other, or potentially probably angle it so that it could give us some cover if.
That's a good idea.
All right, Jose, as the thief, would you like to add anything to this planning?
Because we're not just going to tell you what to do, man. I think you're muted.
I'm gonna 1 second. I really like the idea, so I'll check around and I'll come back to you guys and see what I find.
Okay.
Jose, a couple things that I'm going to need from you. I'm pretty sure the rest of the group has a pretty good idea what they're doing. Nepheus is pulling the cart off to one side to provide some cover, and Trace is kind of covering you, if you will. So, 2 questions for Enzo. Are you going off to the left or right side? I guess north or south side of the trail. And are you going to stealth? At which case I'll need a stealth roll.
Which side are the horses on?
They are in the middle of this path here. So.
Okay, and what's on the 2 sides? Like you said, one side was narrow and the other one what?
They both kind of close in real tight to the road here, and it's kind of densely wooded around the road, so you wouldn't be able to move, extremely fast through this area. But I would say you probably have advantage on stealth checks here.
I'll go through the right side, but yeah, I'll definitely stuff through there.
So go ahead and roll a d20 with advantage, so 2 d20s.
And how do I do that in here?
Do you have dice?
Oh, Jesus.
I believe there are online dice rollers, should you not, but I think I hear some dice, so.
You said 2 d20?
Correct. You're going to roll 2 of them?
Let's roll it twice.
If you got only one, you can roll it twice. Take the higher of the 2. It don't matter.
Oh. Alright, 1 second.
If I see anything that comes up in front of him, can I I'll throw my javelin at it as soon as I can see it.
Right on. Yeah,
Like
absolutely.
if it's in the direction that he's headed, like on the side there, I'll throw my javelin at it. If it's ahead of
Yeah,
me.
absolutely.
1 second, this one like rolled out on me.
Mhm.
I'll use the box. There we go. All right, the first one is 5. Jesus. And the other one's 9.
But you get to add. I think you had double proficiency bonus on stealth,
Yes.
plus your dexterity modifier, so a grand total of 16. I don't do math, so if I'm wrong, don't be afraid to tell me.
Okay, so did I succeed it?
Yeah, 16 is definitely enough to kind of stealthily make your way into the bushes here. As you kind of get closer, you don't see anything per se. The thickets are kind of dense here, obstructing your vision. You do hear something though. You can't make out what it is. I guess unless you want to give me a perception roll to see how well you can perceive it. Same general premise, D20.
13.
I guess I should probably look at. So, about 20 feet, 25 feet ahead of you, you hear almost like a snickering in like a whiny, squealy kind of voice. If you had to take a guess, it probably isn't human.
Gotcha. I want to go back and let my party know.
Okay. And as far as you can tell, these are about in line with the bodies of these horses off to the one side of the path.
Am I near the group yet?
Yeah, I mean, that's up to you how quickly you travel there. There's nothing really stopping you, I guess is what I'm saying. We're not in combat or anything, so there's no real turns. You're free to act as you will. So it's safe to say you made it back to the party, and you can go ahead and relate your findings.
Hey guys, so I was looking up to the path to the right, and I heard some snickering nearby. So I was wondering if you guys wanted for all of us to go together and check it out, or
Okay. How about you go back the way you came, and I'll go up on the right side, but on the road, and I'll try to come up behind it.
that sounds very good.
And you can actually, I'll go the way that you went, and then you can go stealthily up the road, and sneak up behind it because I probably won't do much sneaking.
I gotcha.
You're very
Hold
light
on.
of. And
Let's stick to that idea, but let me kind of move up on the one side too, and I'm going to put an illusion up before anybody gets there to see if we can get attention and see what it is we're dealing with.
okay. So you're going to do that before we go?
Well, get yourselves in position.
Okay.
At least let the thief get himself in position. You might make a little too much noise there, fighter boy.
All right. Do I need to roll another stealth check, or?
Yep, definitely give me another stealth check with advantage to get back into position.
And I will also try to stealth up where he went before.
Right on.
And so
What kind of armor are you wearing?
I am wearing chainmail.
Okay.
Basically what came in the thing.
Right on.
That's disadvantage on stealth.
Yep. Yes, it is.
But I still got that is still a 12. even with no bonus. So 12 on the
And
die.
you are walking through the woods, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I went where he went before.
Unfortunately, a 12 is a little bit too low, so maybe your chainmail got hung up on a thorn bush or a twig and kind of softly jingled. The snickering hasn't stopped, but it's a lot quieter now.
Okay.
That's how that happened.
I would definitely be keeping an eye out.
Right, absolutely. Jose, did you get your stealth roll?
Yeah, 1 second. Oh yeah, I gotta put my stealth modifier in here. 1 second. Alright, so my first roll is 15.
What you got for your second?
And my second roll was 16.
All right, so that second roll is a success. So you are managed to scoot your way up here on the side of the trail without drawing too much attention to yourself. Nepheus, is there anything you'd like to add here before you
Yes.
guys?
Do I realize the pally might have slipped?
No, I don't think even the paladin has realized he slipped. For the most part, he was moving rather quietly. So I don't think it would have been like apparent.
Then I'm gonna cast mage armor, and I'm gonna kind of move up a little bit more.
Okay, perfect.
And then once I get a little closer, I'm gonna cast minor illusion, and I'm gonna do sound, and it's like, "Hey, what are you doing?" And then I'm gonna cast silent image right after that, and have an image of a man walking down the road.
Okay. And as you do this, what does this man look like?
Big, full chain mail or full plate mail with a hammer.
Okay. So this massive visage of a guy walking down the road, as you are kind of sneaking up. Are you going same general path as the thief here?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm just kind of moving along and keeping an eye distance. I don't necessarily need to be as close.
Right. I was gonna say I don't think you're really trying to go like the right up on him stealth move here. So as you do that, the snickering stops, and from the other side of the embankment that you guys are currently on, two goblins hop down to attack this guy. And next to you in this patch of thickets, two more goblins hop out, but they are face to face with a thief here on the path, where they were expecting this big guy. I think the minor illusion goes away if it's hit or something.
Give me a second, I'll check.
Yeah, I don't know too much.
Silent
wizard
image
spells,
is
so.
what I'm using.
Right on.
Because the minor illusion is just to make the noise.
Right on. So the silent image, if it gets struck or something passes through it, does it go away? That's what I guess I'm asking. Suppose I can look. That will bring us into our first combat. if you guys want to roll initiative, which Jose, initiative is a d20 plus your initiative or dexterity modifier.
Physical interaction with an image reveals it to be an illusion.
Yeah, it doesn't test to go away, but it's an illusion.
Right
Or at
on.
least the person that hit it did.
In my mind, these two goblins kind of hopped over these thickets and like they probably shot short bows at him and kind of stuck into the ground behind him. And they're like, yeah, holy shit, what the fuck is going on?
Bro, come on now.
I am so confused. All right, so did you guys roll your initiatives?
What dice am I rolling again?
The D20.
A d20.
I got 12 plus 3, so 15.
Right on.
You want us just to say them or type them into chat?
Yeah.
Or?
Either's fine. I'm writing them down. Wouldn't be a bad idea to write them down yourselves, but definitely not a requirement.
I got 21. Yes, I wasted a critical on an initiative roll.
I love getting those criticals when they don't matter. All right, Trace, what is yours?
8.
Okay.
I'm quietly stalking in the woods.
Taking your time. Okay, so as these goblins hop over from the thickets here, 2 of them are kind of right next to our thief. The other 2 are on the other side of the path from him, just this side of the horse carcasses. Starting us off in initiative order is Nepheus.
To the 2 that kind of realize my illusion is bullshit, I'm gonna drop the illusion and fire. Or I'm not gonna drop it because it may still affect the 2 right around the thief. But I'm gonna throw firebolt at one of those 2 by the illusion.
There's one with a short bow and one with a short sword. Which one would you like to hit?
Short bow.
Okay. Go ahead and give me an attack roll.
13.
He's a little bit shorter than you anticipated, and this firebolt kind of like singes the few hairs he has on his head as it just barely misses.
Nice.
Enzo, that brings us to you. In combat, you are free to move up to your movement, so you can move 30 feet. That's broken down into a couple ways. You are standing upright. No, you're not down on the ground or anything like that. So you are allowed to move 30 feet without hindrance. If you pass by an enemy, they can attack you with an attack of opportunity should you pass by them while you're engaged to them. You are allowed to make an action, which can be a variety of things, attack, use an ability, and should you have one, you can use a bonus action. I don't think you have one yet, but that'll be something you get in the future.
Have they noticed me yet or no?
The 2 that hopped out next to you are like kind of almost hopped right on you.
Oh, sure.
So you are actually reacting before they do. So I would definitely consider your attack an attack with advantage for a sneak attack.
Well, crap. So how far away is Nethius from me?
That is up to Nepheus. How far back or behind him are you?
Probably about 20 feet.
How about what's that guy again?
Trace?
Okay, how far is Trace?
I think he is like 15 feet due south of you in the woods.
So at least say something out loud. Otherwise, I'm just gonna be wandering through the woods and waiting to be.
Go for it.
Well,
So you guys are fighting.
I'll attack the right one in front of me.
All right. Like the other side, there is a one with a short sword and one with a short bow. Which one would you like to attack?
The one with the bow.
Righto. You were stealth, so you can roll your attack, which is a d20 with advantage. And then you add your attack bonus, which I believe is a 5.
Alright, so roll a d20 with +5.
Yep.
I got 7, so that would be 12.
You got advantage, so you can roll twice.
Oh, okay. Oof. The other one was 9 total, so.
All right, so I think maybe you are as equally surprised by this goblin jumping out on top of you as it was of you. So you kind of just reacted rather than a targeted swing and kind of just whiffed over this goblin. And that brings us, is there anything else you'd like to do? Would you like to move or?
Can I move or?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll try to move as close as I can to Ignatius. I feel bad. I'm probably butchering your name.
That's the joyous part about names, is they get butchered whether you want them to or not. So you're moving backwards towards Nepheus here?
Yes.
Okay.
Kind of like,
Righto. There's probably been some commotion, but no one has shouted out to Trace that you are in combat. If that's something you guys would like to do.
Trace, now's the time.
Okay, so that brings us.
No, he would definitely take note and notice that something was wrong. And I think, let's make a perception roll. Yeah, nat 20. So he definitely notices that something's wrong. And he runs out, and I imagine so 15 feet, he runs out and imagine he sees the lay of the land at the moment. And I'd like to jump down and attack one of these goblins. If it is there a distance down to the road?
It's about a 4-foot drop. Nothing that would really hinder you from making like a jumping attack or anything like that.
Okay, yeah, I'll jump down and attack them with my greatsword.
Okay. Being about 15 feet inside this thick underbrush, I would say that kind of finishes out your movement for the turn.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Just because it's a little bit harder to get through. So as you're kind of careening through these thickets and jump, which goblin would you be attacking, do you think?
Oh, so I do get an attack?
Oh yeah, absolutely. You get movement plus attack. The only time.
So it's 30 feet, and then okay, yeah, sweet. Sure. I would attack the goblin that's the closest to Enzo. Okay. I'm on that side, right?
Yep. That one would be, I would say, the short sword.
Okay. Yeah.
So go ahead and give me an attack roll with advantage.
With advantage. Okay. That is that's an 18 to hit.
All right, so go ahead and give me some damage. You have hit.
Wow. Okay. That is 13 damage.
So
Great
go
sword.
ahead and describe to me what it looks like as you cleave this goblin in two, or however you want to kill it.
I think it's exactly how you just said it. Actually, I think I jumped down with like both hands and just like put it through its back.
Impale it to the ground.
Yeah, skewer it there.
Have you guys played Soul Calibur?
Yeah.
And then, no, I haven't. And then sort of just like kick it off my sword and face the other goblin.
Righto. That brings us to the goblin's turn. I think that the goblin that is now on the other side of Trace, he's probably a little scared. He's probably got a little bit of nerves to him now that he's seen his buddy get impaled to the ground. He, as a goblin, is able to disengage as a free act or as a bonus action, I believe. So instead of attacking, he's going to take his short bow and kind of run and jump over the horse carcass and prepare to attack whoever he deems as a threat. The other two, on the other hand, are not so worried. They didn't, I guess, feel the thump on the ground that went with it. So one of them is going to notch an arrow and fire at you, Enzo. Okay. What was your armor class, Enzo?
14.
14. All right, so this arrow just kind of whizzes by, sticks into the bank on the ground next to you. The other one with the short sword has brandished his weapon and is running at you, Trace, to swing for 6, which I believe is less than the bonus the chain shirt gives you.
Yes, and I took the variant human, so I took a feat, and I took martially adept.
Okay.
So I've got some maneuvers. So can I use riposte? And that's an reaction to, and I get to attack somebody who misses me.
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead.
So I will make that attack. That's not very good, but it still might do it. That's an 11.
An 11 is unfortunately not high enough to hit.
So I just bash his sword out of the way and go for a swing, but he's just slightly shorter than I thought he was.
Right. He ducked, the 2 inches he needed to duck to be below your knee.
Okay.
And feeling the wind going along with the weight of this sword, he also follows suit behind the first goblin and kind of runs and throws himself over this horse carcass. That brings us back to the top of the order with Nephius.
Okay, so there's still one facing off with oh crap, the paladin.
He's on the other side of the path still, but yeah, he's the only one that didn't run away.
Okay, I'm gonna throw a firebolt at him.
Okay, go ahead and give me an attack roll.
23.
You hit with flare. Go ahead and give me some damage.
5 points of damage.
So, go ahead and describe to me what you... I guess, how does your character cast magic? What is something that goes through his mind as, this fireball leaves his hands? And once you've kind of gone into that, tell me what happens as you slay this monster with a ball of fire.
Okay. He's a little pissed off that he missed last time, and things just didn't go the way he wanted to. See, it's almost like he harnesses a little bit of that anger when he throws this firebolt, and it just dead on drills it in the head and blows its head into flames. Eyes pop out of its head.
Yeah, violent man.
He's cooked. Cooked goblin on the menu. Is there any movement or anything, bonus actions you'd like to do?
Yeah, I'm going to try to move over, try and get a better angle on the ones trying to hide.
Okay. Kind of from where you're standing, it's hard to get a clear view on them. They do got some cover with these horse carcasses in front of them. So I guess where exactly would you like to move to get a better vantage point?
Crap, I don't know.
The thickets here on
more
these.
to my left and kind of moving around them.
Okay. That brings us to Enzo. What would you like to do?
How far are they away from it?
I would say they're probably about 20, 25 feet ahead of you on the path.
Alright. Could I attack them with my short bow?
Okay.
You would be rolling with disadvantage just because they're behind cover, but I would totally say yes.
Well, I might as well go for it and see what happens.
Also, this is a little late, but Trace and Nepheus, you both can have a point of inspiration just for your successful killing blows.
Nice. Thanks.
Sorry, Enzo. You were making a shot, I do believe.
Yes, I wanted to shoot the closest one with my bow.
Okay, they're both about the same. So the real question is, do you want to shoot the short bow or the short sword goblin?
I'll shoot the short bow one.
Okay, and you're rolling with disadvantage. That's 2d20s and the lower of the two.
All right, the first one is a total of 20. What's the second? Second one's 23.
All right, so you successfully, I think maybe this goblin like stuck his head out to peek, and you pegged him. Go ahead and give me some damage.
I roll a d8, right?
Short bow is d6 plus 3.
Four.
4 damage.
Yes.
So not enough to outright kill it, but you wounded him pretty bad. I think maybe this arrow like went through his cheeks maybe, so now he's just got like a nice arrow to bite down on.
Ow.
And he's crying out in some pain. He can't really focus. He's kind of jumping around screaming about. Is there anything you would like to do, movement-wise, bonus action, before ending your turn, Enzo?
Is there can I just move, or can I do like an acrobatics or anything like that?
I guess, what would you like to do for this acrobatics?
Like leap at him, see if I can hold him down or something.
I would definitely say that's more of your action. Definitely something you can do on your next turn.
Okay, well, I'll just try to move a little closer to him.
Okay, that works. All right, so rounding us out, that brings us to Trace.
So there's 2 goblins ahead of me behind some horses?
Correct. One is significantly less behind cover than the other, just because he's flailing about at the arrow through his face.
And okay. And was there 3 goblins or?
So far, 2 have been slain.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So I think I would just run ahead and try and jump over this horse.
Okay. What are you better at, athletics or acrobatics?
Athletics by a long shot.
Go ahead and give me an athletics roll.
Wow. Okay. That is 22.
All right. So yeah,
17.
truly succeeded in hopping over this horse.
Nice.
What would you like to do following your miraculous leap?
I would definitely like to end this, or attempt to end this flailing goblin with the arrow through its cheeks.
Okay. Go ahead and give me an attack roll.
That is only an 11.
I would definitely say his armor class is a little lower in this particular instance. I personally have never had an arrow through the face, but I can only imagine how much of my attention that would bring to the forefront, I guess. So I would say an 11 hits.
Okay. That is 8 damage.
Oh, yeah. More than enough. You
That was
overkilled this one.
nice. I would just, stab him right through the chest and then kick him off with my sword again.
And I almost picture these goblins being like the same width as your sword. So as you like shove your sword through his body, it's actually like cleaving him in 2.
Okay. Yeah, nice.
All right. So that leaves one goblin. He's going to run. He is within range of you, Trace, but he, as a goblin, gets the ability Nimble Escape, which allows him to either disengage or dash as a bonus action, I believe it is. Either way, as you are impaling this other goblin, he's taking the opportunity to make his way into the woods on the north side of the trail, so the opposite of the side that you guys were coming in. That being said, the thickets are pretty dense on the north side as well, so he is not going to be able to make it very far. He's only about 5 feet into the thickets. So, that brings us to the top of the order. Nepheus, what are you going to do to finish this combat?
Well, he's still in my range, so I'm going to throw a firebolt at him.
Sounds like a plan. Give me some attack roll.
Don't
15.
let him get away.
Yep, 15 is definitely a successful hit.
Only 3 points of damage, though.
So maybe some foliage or whatever kind of reduced the overall impact, but his tattered leather jerkin is kind of smoldering, and he's patting it out. Anything else you would like to do on your turn? Movement or anything? No? That brings us to Enzo, if you are done, Nepheus.
Yeah, I'm good.
Righto. Jose, what is Enzo doing to either apprehend or kill this goblin?
Let's see. So he's not that far away, right?
No, from you, he's about 25 feet away.
Could I flip over to him?
Yeah, if you wanted to. Your movement's 30 feet, so you could walk over to him, but if you want to flip, I suppose an acrobatics roll would be in order.
So D20 plus 5?
Correct.
Got a 23.
Righto. And for I guess all intents and purposes, that was kind of the same as your attack roll in terms of what die you would roll and the bonus you'd get. So if you want, you can kind of combine the two into one roll, which 23 is definite success. What are you doing to this goblin?
Can I, well, you said I can attack him while I, like, jump and attack, or?
Yep. Basically, you've already hit him, so just determine what you want to hit him with. Obviously, short bow probably wouldn't be the best answer here since you're flipping at him. So,
Guess try to stab with my rapier.
okay, go. You successfully hit. So, go ahead and roll me some damage. Which I think your rapier was 1d8 plus 3.
I got 9.
Oh yeah, you overkilled this dude. Go ahead and describe to me how exactly you kill it, starting with your flip.
Alright, well, as I was coming down, I kind of like point towards him, and it goes from his shoulder blade like down toward where his heart is, and then come at the front.
Hell yeah.
Slowly look up.
Go ahead and take a point of inspiration for that one. That drops us out of combat. That was the last goblin in the fray. So I think right now is where we're going to take our 10-minute break. We're about an hour and a half into this particular event. I guess, I mean, really, I only have a little bit more before we are done, so we can postpone this break and finish up for the day. My throat's starting to feel it. So
I'm all good with whatever you guys want to do.
I mean, if we want to take a 10-minute break just for shits and gigs at this point, that's fine with me.
I'm good for finishing up. Whatever you
Yeah, that's fine.
Whatever you guys like.
Yeah, that
Same
sounds
here.
Okay, so I guess to kind of set the stage for where we're at right now, Enzo looks up at the party as the goblin slides off his rapier from the long piercing wound that was inflicted through his torso. Around you, the forest, though eerily quiet, has a more tranquil serenity vibe to it. There's still the 2 horses on the ground, which you, without getting closer to actually inspect, it's hard to tell what exactly happened outside of them being killed. So I guess this is up to you guys. What would you like to do?
I think I would definitely wipe my sword off of this goblin blood and sheath it, and then I would definitely lean that over and sort of search these horses to see if I can determine what was up. And then I would call Netius over and see if he would like to help. So can I make an investigation check?
Investigation or perception, up to you. Investigation would probably be the better option.
Can I just help him and then that give him a advantage?
Yes, you absolutely can.
Can I help him to give him advantage? I think that would be...
Yeah, whoever's got the better investigation score here is more than welcome.
Yeah, I think you should do it, Charles, but I'm not sure because I don't know what your character sheet's like.
I don't have investigation. I just have perception.
You probably have intelligence.
Okay, I'll roll.
Yeah, you roll. I will definitely help.
Yep, so go ahead and roll with the advantage.
A 7 and a 14.
The 14 is definitely successful. As you're kind of rummaging around, you definitely notice that these are the horses that Gundren and Sildar had rode off on a few days prior. You can see that the saddlebags have been rifled through. Anything of value has been taken. Something in particular catches your eye, Nepheus. There is a leather-bound like map case, very ornate, very dwarven in design, with a dwarven lock on it that has been broken and left here next to the horses.
Oh no, our companions' horses. I can only fear the worst.
Truly.
Well, it definitely looks like we ain't getting paid.
Well, shit. We should probably find your patron so you guys can get paid.
Oh shit.
Enzo, while they are inspecting these horses, is there anything in particular that you would like to do?
Let's see. Is there any way that I could use my perception to see if, like, maybe something's out of order or if I see anything?
Yeah, go ahead. Roll perception for me.
25.
Boy.
Get used to that, man. Get used to that.
I perceive everything. Your character is essentially Bran from Game of Thrones.
Holy shit.
You look up and you see giant people.
You, as you're kind of poking around by the edge of the thickets here where you slayed your last foe, you see that it gets kind of lighter a little bit farther in, almost like there's a worn-in trail that heads due north.
Would like to turn around and be like, guys, there's a trail up ahead.
I think we should deal with this cart, no?
Yeah, that's a valid point Trace has brought up. You do have a cart with an ox.
What do you guys think we should do? Clearly, our companions are, our patrons are, have been ambushed.
The overall Sorry, go ahead, Charles.
I'm going to go ahead and take the book. I'm going to ask the thief to check the goblins' bodies for any money or anything they have on them.
They really don't have anything of value on them. The couple goblins with short bows have some ratty ass arrows that probably wouldn't fit in your bow. No gold, tattered clothes. It doesn't seem like they have a lot to them.
And there's only horses here. There's no actual bodies, right?
Correct, and that's what actually I was about to say. There's a significant lack of blood outside of like the few like trickles from these arrow wounds on the horses where they died. No real big pools of blood. No sign that your patrons were actually killed here.
And there's, what did you say that Nepheus found?
He found a map case. You've seen Gundren holding onto it before he left. It's a very ornate, like dwarven lock mechanism. This map case was basically broken, and whatever contents were in it have been forcefully removed.
Okay. So they've clearly captured him for some sort of, or at least stole his map and got rid of his body or did something. So
yes.
We definitely need to try to find him as quickly as possible. Otherwise, it could be the end of Gundren.
Yeah, I think we might want to put the ox off the road or something and tie it up and then follow that trail.
There's definitely some brush and foliage you could use to kind of camouflage the cart, and tying up the ox. There's plenty of greens, and there's probably even like a small stream, maybe 20 or 30 feet back from where you are right now.
Yeah, definitely.
I need to take a little rest too, though.
Yeah, and during this kind of like preparing, planning, this is essentially a short rest. So if you want to use your hit die to get some HP back, now would be the time.
I'm using Arcane Recovery.
Okay.
And I will get my maneuver back, and I will tie up the ox and aid whoever's going to aid me in disguising the cart.
Go ahead and give me a survival check, Trace.
Nice. No, not nice. That's an 8.
Well, like I said, there is quite a bit of stuff you can use here, and you did see a stream a ways up the road. I was looking for a 5. This isn't a hard task by any means, and I'm sure you have help of your companions as you do this.
Yeah.
So about an hour, hour and a half goes by. It's still 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Quite a bit of daylight left. What is your plan of action here?
I figured I would turn to Enzo and ask him, where was this path? That must be, we need to examine this path more closely.
All right, I'll start walking towards the path and show it to him. It's this way. Let's start heading towards.
Basically, this path is on the north side of the thickets, opposite of where you kind of figured the goblins would be. The goblins on the north side of the road definitely jumped from this path, basically. And just at a glance, this is kind of like a game trail almost that's been a little bit more used recently. You kind of get the vibe that they've been ambushing people here for a while.
Okay.
Whoever has the highest survival, go ahead and roll that for me.
I got a +2. And
I mean, it really doesn't matter whoever's the best. Anybody can roll this at this point. This is kind of just the examination of the trail.
okay, so we're all doing this. Okay. That's a 16 for me.
Well, that's plenty as is. So you kind of recognize that about a dozen goblins have come along this trail relatively recently, as well as signs of 2 human-sized bodies being hauled away from the ambush site.
Okay, that explains a bit. So I think our companions have been at least captured. There doesn't seem to be much blood, so we should probably make haste and attempt to find them. They could be hurt. Or worse by the time we get there. And then I would sort of, unless somebody else has any desire to, I would probably lead the way.
Oh yeah, I'm going to get out in front and lead the way.
Okay, Charles Nethius leads the way.
Nethius's new moniker is the Shield.
Don't you know what sarcasm is?
Yes, I do, and I caught it.
So you are taking the lead, Trace, then, correct?
Yes, unless Enzo would like to. You got a good survival in skills, Enzo?
He does have a really high perception.
Okay.
Sneaky.
Whatever you like.
He sees that which is unseen.
Well, I can stealth and start, going forward, see what I can scout.
Good call. I think that's a great idea.
Go ahead and give me a stealth roll, Enzo. You're looking for a 10, so.
Oh, okay.
So does stealth slow us down, or like if I tried to stealth as well?
I got
Ultimately,
22.
yes. And realistically, that would just affect like the time of day upon reaching your destination.
Right. Okay.
It's very quiet on the trail. You don't hear anything. You can stealth if you want to, though.
I think I'll let Enzo stealth and just come far enough behind him that he can't hear.
So I kind of figure you guys are maybe like 10, 15 feet behind him as he kind of stealths ahead.
Yeah, sure.
Just keeping pace, I guess. And about 10 minutes onto your trail, on the trail, Enzo, you notice a snare trap. To most, it probably wouldn't have been as obvious, but you see everything. So you've seen this.
Can I disarm it?
Absolutely. You pull out a knife, cut the line. No real issues. Any changes to the plan here? Carry on the trail?
Keep your eyes open, Enzo. There might be more of these things.
And
I see literally everything.
keep your 5 and 6 eyes open, Enzo.
Can I do a perception, see if I see anything nearby?
Yeah, go for it. Give me a perception roll.
33.
Jesus Christ. I thought your passive perception was high. No. Let me show you high.
What does he have? Jeez.
So, as you're kind of walking down, like looking out, you still notice this eerie calm to the woods around you. And it almost catches you up, but you do not step into the pitfall trap across the middle of the trail. Had this been anyone else, they would have been caught unaware and fallen about 6 feet deep or 10 feet down into this hole. The walls themselves aren't so steep. It's the had you walked through this without knowing it, but you caught it. So you guys are able to traverse this gap without much problem. And finally, as you kind of almost come to a clearing, it kind of opens up here at the end of the trail. You see in front of you a large cave with some thickets here on the eastern side of the cave mouth. You notice a path that leads along the eastern wall of the cave, and out of the middle and left side of this cave is a stream flowing out into the woods to the east of your trail that you're on now. And that is actually where we're going to end it for tonight. You have made off with a total of 75 experience, if you want to write that down. And we are in a good situation to start next Tuesday.
Nice. Awesome sesh.
Hell yeah. Hope you guys had fun. It was nice to shake the cobwebs off this quest line. So,
Right.
Yeah,
That's good.
anything you guys would like to bring up before we do some outros? Thoughts you had, questions you had, stuff you maybe wanted to know about? I mean, it was pretty self-explanatory and straightforward this time. So
Yes, I'm gonna sit here for a minute and probably take some notes so I don't forget anything for.
right on. And I will spend a couple minutes before next week's video recapping with you guys, and I'll spend maybe 2-3 minutes in the beginning of the video doing the same.
Okay.
But yeah, feel free to write anything your character maybe has thought of or thoughts that have come to his head since he's met with this ambush and where they are now. Stuff you may have said on the trail, anything like that is always cool. Other than that, I'm ready to go eat some dinner.
Sounds good.
So yeah, you've been waiting for a while too.
I mean, I've been having a good time, so.
Right on. And are we gonna work out when we're playing next, sort of off screen?
Yeah, I kind of planned for it to be Tuesdays. If that doesn't work for everybody, we can definitely change that schedule.
It's good for me.
I personally do not have any other games going on right now, so if Tuesday works for everybody, it works for me.
Yeah, it's all good for me too.
Yeah, I'm usually off Tuesdays. I just had to go in for somebody today, but I'm definitely done for that.
And I try to be I know fucking real life shit happens every day. So if there's ever a time where, you can't make it, shoot me a message as soon as possible. And, I'm sure everyone will be more than willing to accommodate for that. As your first session, Jose, is there anything you would like to say?
I don't know. I mean, I had fun, but I know I did horrible. I didn't really know what I was doing, but I definitely enjoyed it.
It's all good.
All right. Yeah, let me stop you right there. There is no doing horrible in this game unless you're just not into it.
Man, you cartwheel kill the dude.
You did, in fact, cartwheel kill a dude.
True.
So, you're all good.
No, but I'm definitely enjoying it.
Solid. Well, Charles, I've seen that you were saying something. I didn't mean to overshadow either.
I was just gonna tell him it's learning, man. Don't worry about it. I mean, the cartwheel idea was great. Nobody even gave that idea to you. You just come up with it.
Exactly. And as we get more comfortable with one another and play a little bit more with each other, I'm sure it'll only become more fun, and you'll be able to experiment and play in a variety more ways. That kind of wraps it up for me, so I'm going to do outros. If you guys want to say your piece before I do that, we can start with Charles.
I got nothing to say. Nothing
Right
to plug.
Glad to have you. Thanks for hanging out. Gavin, you got anything for us?
Yeah, I'm Gavin, and I run the channel. I don't run the channel. But no, I'm good. But yeah, this was fun, so looking forward to playing again. Yeah.
Right on. And then our new player, Jose.
Oh yeah, I had a blast, and I definitely can't wait to do it next time, and see what happens next.
Righto. All right, guys. I'm Baron with RWD Gaming. This has been session 0/1 of our Lost Mines of Phandelver run through. Hopefully, we'll have some people checking us out next Tuesday. Other than that, I think we are out of here.